planet Earth. What's up, peoples of Earth? So, people of Earth, let's tell you guys some more information about awesome things that are going to come and go. Hip hip. Going through these rough patches, right, in my life. And what's been helping me out is one thing is making sure to get enough sleep, making sure to sit down with somebody and how I feel, the choices that someone makes, and the point of view that someone is going to correct you in a conversation. What is it going on? Let's jump into it because I know that you guys are ready for this. So let's get it. Hip hip hooray. So, people of Earth, we're going to tell you guys some stories, right? So, number one, I've been going through a storm in my life, and my storm was that Satan ended up tempting me to go out of my way to end up trying to have sex with a man that was not given, right? It was already pointed out to me in my sleep. Number two was, what's the point of even living this life if people are just going to end up making bad choices? Number three, why did you go through that fire knowing that you're going to end up getting the worst of it? And number four, this person does not end up having self-boundaries. When I say self-boundaries, people are going to talk about crazy things all over the world, and that's just the way it is. But when I was going through this storm, right, I was seeing demonic spirits, I was seeing dead things, I was seeing all sorts of schizophrenia, whatever it was that people are going to say in eyes. So going last week, right, Friday, I went to an appointment and, I was only in there for like 20 minutes, if that, and it seemed like it was going to go on. Well, I was told that I have all sorts of symptoms that can't correct me. Yes, I can end up figuring out why I end up smoking drugs or whatever and why I drink. Number two, you can figure out why this person or people in your life that are surrounding you are either going to pray for you or they're going to doubt on you, or they're going to end up creeping down to the point where people in this life are going to take advantage of you, right? That was the big storm. And then I was watching, it's called something believer. Ephesians. Well, whatever the movie I was watching, it seemed to not want to control me. Satan has a mind of its own. He's trying to control people. He says that he loves him, but then he doesn't know. He takes advantage of him. And how do you know if someone's playing a game with you, right? People are going to play a game with you because people choose the game. People are going to choose all sorts of games. People are going to take advantage of you. People are going to ruin and rip your reputation down, right? One of my friends, we got to pray for him. And that's what I'm trying to do. My friend, he's going through a rough patch, and we got to pray for him, right? And I've been praying for him nonstop. I know that the Lord ends up having some great things for him. Keep up the good work. How do you know if someone has taken advantage of you? Someone can take advantage of you at any point of the day, any time of the year, whatever. The choices that you make today are going to impact tomorrow. So if I'm calling out the reasons why my dad was one way and then now he has changed, it's because I put in the work, right? No, I have to lean on the Holy Spirit, knowing that everything's going to work out. Number four is it okay to go out of your way to cry? Yes. It's okay to go out of your way to cry. Now, the purpose of the crying is so you take time, you conceal things, you taking all this stuff in, to what can happen if you're in a relationship. You take things slow, and then somebody's going to take advantage of you. People take advantage of everybody in the world. The whole reason why I'm making this video is because people have been asking for all sorts of questions. Number 5 is my great happy one. Go to the Lord in prayer. Go to the Lord because the storm is coming no matter what we end up saying, right? No, what we say really matters, and we need to take care of it. Yes, yesterday I was a little bit under the weather, but I'm just going to be fine. Today is a beautiful day. It's sunshine. It's about some degrees outside. I don't know. But it is almost winter. Winter has gotten to us a lot sooner than we discovered as the world is. But on that final note, I need to know what this word is that I was correcting on. So I'm going to let somebody know why they feel a certain way, and then it's going to be just fine. And so since we're getting through this video very quick, what does it mean? Oh. Now I can't remember what it is. Okay, do you know what a narcissist is? That's what it was. That's what I was trying to figure out. A narcissist is somebody that's all about them. It's all drawn in. They're all focused on them. A narcissist doesn't care about another person, and they only care about getting their belongings, right? Narcissists can be multiple directions in the spirit, right? If you are a narcissist, you would know because you don't check people's channels out. You only care about your self desires. A narcissist can be somebody that goes out of their way to self involve themselves with somebody that's going on. Since this is only exactly 10-minute video, we have to cut it down to why. Why is it narcissist? What is it? And why? I'm going to just start with the why because then I'll work into the other two. The reason why people become narcissists is because it's self-resolving, right? That's when Satan is very involved. It's only about that person. It's only about that girl or that guy. It's not about two people. The reasons why narcissists is going to end up believing that they are lying is because they're taking advantage of people. And then number 3 is, why do people become narcissists? Narcissists become narcissists because people are going out of their way to be self-involvement with their own self-prideful things. Self-involved means that you're only caring about yourself. You don't care about helping other people out. You start acting very insane. Then people start acting very foolish. And then you start acting like, oh, well, it's not really a big deal. What's the point? Well, a narcissist is going to go on and on and on and on and on about himself. But when you start believing that now Jesus is the center of the earth, that's when things are going to start changing. If Jesus is not a part of the narcissist person, that means they'll never come to Jesus. And the reasons why I'm saying this is because there's narcissists every single way, every direction. My neighbor, just up the street around the corner, he's a narcissist thinking that it's okay because I have to take pills or vitamins or whatever. He calls me one of these. He doesn't say it. He implies it by other directions. I told him why am I taking these pills? He says, because you end up truly taking this. Why are people narcissists? It's selfish. It's selfish. It's only about them. It doesn't matter. Well, narcissists, there can be any channel, any music artist, any person that you truly know. And the moment that you get down to the bottom of the root of why a person is selfish, it's a sinful nature. And because I only figured this out just by watching a few other movies, self-involvement is you're going out of your way and you're involving with activities and friendships and so on from there. But another thing is, the moment that you make it happen and people start calling you a narcissist, that's the name of my shirt. So congratulations, you figured out what it was. So even when I was in a relationship, it was self-involvement with them. All they cared about was alcohol, beer, and if they were going to have sex tonight or when that was. I'm not going to have sex tonight because I don't do that. I have finally figured out that once I start watching porn, I'll never stop. And that could even be somebody that's a narcissist in a way. But it's okay to figure this all out. The people that end up being a narcissist are going to be, it could be you, it could be the person behind the screen, it could be anybody, but the one person that they are not willing to say is, who is it? You could be one of these people and you don't even see it. I guess in a relationship it can be centered around one person. This person loves this person, this girl loves this guy loves this guy, whatever it might be. And it's just that's not self-involvement, is you're putting yourself out there. But if you're a narcissist, you're going to reflect, and it's going to be selfish. Then you're going to start watching TV shows. Then you're going to start watching Lucifer. Then you're going to start watching Jeffrey Dahmer, whatever it might be. I can't watch porn because it's not something from my nature anymore. It's time to close that door. It's time to close those apps. It's time to end up deleting those dating apps that are on your computer some way, shape, or form. It's time to let go. The reasons why people are going to be self-involved is because they're going out of their way and they're involving themselves with Jesus, and they're following, just like the 12 disciples, right? In one of the Bible apps, it's over 1.5 million people that are actually listening on there. Just by Sunday, just this last Sunday. So I don't want to be a narcissist. I don't want to be somebody that's self-involved by myself. I don't want somebody to think that I am a narcissist. I know that we all can get selfish and prideful. But once you do, it seems like you never will. There's a few friends of mine that we can all act this way. But we're all self-involved and not in someone else's life, in somebody's rotation. And so since I'm going to end up saying that and it's time for me to leave to my fams, it's the point that I'm trying to make is relationships, anything can be self-involved. But a narcissist is only caring about if they're going to have their screen time, if they're going to end up having their food time, if they're going to end up having sex time, if they're going to end up watching porn, if they're going to watch a movie by themselves. They only care about what they watch. They don't care about anybody else's. And when you start pressing this and you start telling somebody this, then they start realizing that they were wrong. And what they did was not something that was supposed to be that way. So since I'm getting ready to go I can be a narcissist, and we can all feel this way, left out of a puzzle. But the point that people are trying to make is a narcissist is only about them. And the moment that they self-involve themselves with a friend or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, then that's when people start being self-aware of things. But I'm not the only one. So I can't be selfish and prideful at the same time, but I know that I can be stuck. The point I'm being stuck is because we're all this way. So what can you say? What can you say to a narcissist that is going to be able to listen? Well, for me, it was about pills and alcohol, and I guess porn at that point in between. But you start building up, you start adding foundation around a narcissist, it's going to impact self-involvement. I'm not here to end up boasting on people. I'm not here to tell people what to do. How the way out of that is to be self-involved. So to go out of your way to help people to function, to being able to go to these special events in the park or at these meetings that you have to go to. I'm no longer going to therapy because people are just here. And the reasons why people are going to be selfish is because the desires are going to fall under the category of what is going to happen. Now, I don't have all the answers. I'm just saying that we can all say that we're all this way. A doctor is going to tell me that I'm narcissistic because I'm taking pills or drugs. Somebody's going to tell me that you should come to these meetings and you should come out and you should do something. Well, I'm not a narcissist that is gonna. I'm somebody that wants to go and spend time with people. A narcissist sits in a dark room like I used to a long time ago. We're almost at a year. And they don't care. Because the self-involvement is just, it's all about focusing on them. And I don't know how much more time that people have. But if you want to get out of the state of mind of being a narcissist, if you want to be out of the state of mind that people are always brooding over you, it's all about you. So then you take the front row, you start talking about someone, you start talking bad on someone. This can be an episode of a narcissist. I'm not here to tell someone that I have the answers, but when the answers come to me, I want to end up helping anybody out. If I'm self-involved by myself and only caring about my selfish desires, oh, did you see the new ring, the nose ring, the new tattoo on my face or my body? That's somebody that only self-involves themselves. They're stuck behind a closed door. It's like putting a mask over your head and it's only you. That's it. That's what a narcissist does. They put something over their head. They put a bag over their head because at the end of the day, they're finally stuck in this place that is not ready to end up taking the stuff in. Right? I can go to a dinner with my family and be fun. I can have fun. Or I can be selfish and I can be desired and I can be in the wrong state of mind. I can be self-involved with other people. Self-involvement is what your goal is. But if all you care about is your selfish porn, your selfish desires, your drug, your overdosing, this and that, there's some things that I can't let go right now. And there's some things I have to keep inside just enough time to get by for a little while and then sit down and talk to anybody about it. I used to go to AA meetings because I was self-involved with people. But I can tell you that both of my teachers were 100% assholes and they were ignorant to being self-involved. They were ignorant. They were being selfish and they were being a nuisance to me. They were starting to get into the bottom of my root of my heart, and they are still narcissists to this day. Because if I sit there at the AA meetings and then all they're doing is telling you bullshit. They're telling you things that you want to hear. And then you never come after and go after it. That's a narcissist. That's somebody that doesn't care about nobody. They care about selfish desires. They care about if they're going to be this way or happy. They care about if they're going to get their vaping or their phone or their new remote, tattoo, whatever. It's not that. It's what people need to end up under coming to consideration is. The last time I went to therapy, the therapist yawned. The therapist yawned and acted like I wasn't even in the room. Now, since I'm no longer in there, it's been helping me out a long shot. But I have pushed myself to the limit to stop being one way and start accepting that I am wrong. Because a narcissist only cares about her or him, right? In my relationship, they don't care about him. They don't care about me. They care if they're going to have self desires met every single night. What is the purpose of this, they say? The person that says that they are not a narcissist is most likely going to end up being the one. And because I've drawn this a little bit far and I've dragged this video out a lot, don't be a narcissist and start being self-involved with people's reactions. Because the moment you are, Rain Man is a great movie to look up to. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. And if you guys are a narcissist, you guys know that people are going to react to you in multiple directions. A narcissist doesn't go to church. A narcissist doesn't go to the movies by themselves. A narcissist only cares about what they care about, their pills, their drugs, their whatever it might be. And dragging this all out, I don't want to be one anymore. And it's time for you to change. It's time for you to grow up. A narcissist doesn't want to grow up. A narcissist wants to be a 5 or 7-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 10-year-old, whatever it might be, a 14-year-old, a 17-year-old. But somebody that truly does not want to be that is me. I don't want to be a narcissist no more. Yes, I know that I can be one, but it's time for me to let it go. Because the moment you let it go, the moment you end up forgetting about that family member or whatever, that's the moment you're turning your back on the whole world. And the world's never going to stop beating and running through their cycling. The reason how you end up fixing a relationship one way can be that you apologize and you say I understand, I'm taking full respect, I know honestly what I've done wrong and I realize that you're right about whatever. That's one way to help somebody. But if they're just being pressured into something, I don't recommend fixing it. If you're trying to fix it on the relationship end, I have other videos about that. But I say, if you're already in a relationship and you're trying to fix it or get out of a relationship, it can be two people that can love each other. So tell them that you miss them. Tell them that you love them. If they're pressuring, if they're being pressured into multiple directions, and this isn't my strong suit, but I am like a therapist to people. There's an app. So then that must be a relationship that's not going to work out for you. Most likely it is just self-involvement around someone else's. If there is law covered in that, you might want to at least find help. at your therapist sessions. If you've already said sorry, like I've said sorry to my relationship, and they still blame me for all their thoughts and negative things that come up in their life. The satisfying part that I have felt is I have been in the law before where people are, I've been there before and I know what it feels like to be left out. You apologize, you've done everything you can, they call you, they forgive you, and then somehow down the road you end up getting in trouble. And that's one of the hardest points that I've made. I've had to make all sorts of bad choices to make me become the person I am today. So when I was in these relationships, it just dragged on. I kept on going. Was not really I was being self-involved with someone else. And then once I did that, I've had threesomes way, was not very good. It's always jealousiness. It can always be because of somebody else's fault. They're blaming you for something that you have said or done in the past tense. That's where I'm at. But I'm no longer in a relationship because of this stuff. Now, I don't know if it's a man or woman that you're in a relationship with, but I've been on both ends. Um, so that's part of it. When I was with a relationship with a girl, they were constantly framing me, blaming me, and playing the blame game, back and forth game. She would call me up every single night, and then next to you know, it can. It just depends on what the situation is with the law. So anybody could be in a relationship and not know what to do when they get into the law. I've been on both ends of that. I mean, let's see. Um, so somebody with the law can they can frame you for somebody else's ridiculousness or falling into shape. I'm not really sure on how to answer that, other than, I mean, when it comes to relationships, I do have other videos about it. I have some track record of being in a relationship. So if it's for a woman, if you're in a relationship with a woman, then it can change at any point of day. So a woman's mindset, depending on if she has bipolar or she has certain symptoms that come up, can really impact someone from pressing you in and saying that they don't want to be with you. If it's a man, their emotions are going to be a little bit different. I don't want to be a narcissist knowing that it's going to take me away from all this, but I don't want to end up falling into the same tracks as someone else knowing that I've already lived it. Depending on what their age group is, like, okay, so I was dating an 18-year-old when I was about 19, 20 years old, and she was a narcissist. She only cared about her talkies. She only cared about her cigarettes. I cared about cigarettes, and she cared about her talkies. So then we would go out of our way to buy talkies and all sorts of clothes for her. We used to go out and just navigate with life. But if they're acting like foolish, like if they're acting if you're in a marriage, it depends on. If you're in a marriage, it's a much different counseling, but they're going to say what happened in his side and her side, or his side and his side, or her side and her side, depending on the situation. Things can change, but things can also pressure someone into being in a relationship or pushing someone so far that you may have to let go of them. And the moment that you let go of them is the moment that everything is going to get better. Now, I can't say for sure what the situation is or the circumstance, but it's just the story of people's lives. because a narcissist can be so eased up on all of these points that they get so far down the bullet that sometimes down the road they can figure this out. But other people that are in a relationship can pressure someone into saying this or that. Now I don't have all the fixings on it. I just know what I can say to a woman. I admit that I'm wrong and I need to find some help. The moment I found help was the moment that she forgave me. Being in a romantic relationship can end up causing someone to go to the law. Being in a problem solving issue with the Wednesday group or whatever it has to do, you can end up taking full responsibility knowing that you have some control. I'll just look it up and see what we're working with and see how far it goes. Being a narcissist in a relationship can never end up fixing somebody, even if you ended up correcting yourself. Maybe they just need time. If you call a narcissist, if you call them bad names, it can really impact someone's change. It can really end up causing someone to get the law involved. It can cause someone to take someone to court. If someone says to shut down or shut up, it can cause someone to hurt. Do I want to make you happy? Do I want to take care of your life? Can I end up doing that? Setting goals up to end up responding, ignoring people for a little while is going to end up easing a little pain. If you're all about up in their business, it can cause someone to freak out. Can someone end up being upset with somebody? Can you end up cutting someone off in their contacts? I don't recommend cutting their off their in the contacts in my life, but that's just because I've been down in the bullet, bound down in the lifestyle of living this way. What is a narcissist end up hurting the ex? The narcissist can end up hurting the ex no matter what happens. The choices, the images, the pictures, the changes that are coming along with that. Or have you been drinking lately? Have you been using things? Let's see. How do you end up revolving around a narcissist, knowing that teaching them of the responsibilities of their actions, knowing that they are wrong about something or right about something? Yeah, I've always been wrong about everything, and they've always praised me for it. So, but that's just me. What happens to a narcissist when they end up going out of their way to end up making this happen? A narcissist is an NPPT, which is a shorter way of saying narcissist. Feeling angry, feeling frustrated, feeling convicted, feeling overwhelmed. Maybe somebody is not teaching me the right steps of being in a relationship. Another part of narcissists, and this is just me just going on and on because I don't have a life anymore. That's what it seems like. What can happen when a narcissist ends up acting like an asshole or an a-hole, a butt cracker? A narcissist can end up losing their mind, their trauma, their relationships. Tell the relationship someone is wrong and they are a narcissist, they will end up reliving with arguments and they will say almost, they will be okay. Is it okay? Let's see. If you push dash 69, you can end up calling anybody from any phone number. They won't know it's you until you pick up the phone, until they say hello. Who is this? I can't end up making I can't make you feel better just by telling you all this. What happens to your heart when you end up telling someone how to end up receiving everything will be just fine? Giving someone a little bit of space, a little bit of time, resources, and filling. I do not want to end up feeling like a narcissist, even if we got engaged. Getting over a narcissist, they can end up taking a while. They can feel guilty. They can feel shame. Maybe you said the right exact things that they needed to hear, but then they were choosing to end up running away from you. All I can say is deep inside, the power of being a narcissist is nothing. basically emptiness. You're stuck in your mindset. You don't know what's going on. There's no such thing as being a narcissist when you end up telling the truth to someone that you're just trying to control. Do not report someone just because of their attitude or looks. Don't report someone under the lines of knowing that this is going to be okay. Everything will just work out. Keep up the good work. Information is going to be on your end. Here's another one that I just got. That it's a message. How do I know if I'm being in a relationship with a narcissist? You don't know if you're going to be in a romantic relationship. Do not end up criticizing someone just because of the looks. Don't end up imagining what it's going to look like. Just making a picture of them naked, I guess. Do narcissists care about hurting you? Narcissists do not care about hurting you. They want to end up taking self-involvement of what's going to happen. Relationship can end up lasting a little bit longer. They can also be elevated into not caring when you are one. A narcissist can be over-controlling, knowing that they are going to get violent if you end up doing anything wrong to them, knowing that the same image can affect. How do I end up dealing with this in a romantic relationship? We were just close yesterday, but then the day before we ended up running away. These are just special examples. How do I end up knowing? Then she came back and said that she understood, she was sorry, and apologized. If you get the law involved, now you are really going to be fucked if not killed, murdered, whatever it might be. Things can change. I recommend going into a deep sleep knowing that, yes, this is the one. So what does it mean to be a narcissist? It's all about self-involvement around you. I'm so sorry. Okay, well, that should wrap up our video. That's a 37-minute video, knowing that I was only going to go for 20 minutes. Well, 10 minutes, and then here I am at 37 minutes. So how you're going to stop being a narcissist is somebody that's willing to take the resources very seriously. Some people are going to take him seriously. Some people are not going to take her or him or them seriously. I'm not a doctor, but I can have the results of someone that has a doctorate, right? Well, that should answer all. When it comes to relationship, there is other videos on my page that can change. So a total of 7 people, a total of 77 is what we're looking for on this one. Yes, I made this a little over very close to a year ago, and I'm just going to leave every video out there because I want people to see that there is a part of life that we all are going to experience, that we're all narcissists. What does it mean to play a narcissist mind? I take it as don't go and insult someone just because they're going to end up getting mad at you. I don't want to be a narcissist, so I got to go, right? Well, it's time for me to go. I can answer everyone's questions later. Leave comments below the screen if you guys are looking forward to answering questions. I'll try to answer them the best I can and see what happens moving forward. Thank you guys, and God bless everybody. Take care.